Chapter 1, I Want You Gone. Paige's POV. Noah Hansen, do you take Paige Lopez as your wife? I do. The bitterness is sharp when I remember our wedding day. Back then, he let me into his life so easily, I never realized he'd toss me out just as quickly. I've loved Noah Hansen since college. When he suddenly asked me out, despite his conditions and the arrangement he laid out, I went for it. I married him, hoping I could make him truly love me someday. Things seemed fine, so why would he ask for a divorce on our very first anniversary? Where did I go wrong? I gave him everything. I just can't understand. Sign the divorce papers, Paige. I'm giving you a week to do it. Tears streamed down my face. Why, Noah? His brow furrowed. Why? Paige, there was an agreement. I'd marry you, and you'd give me a son. That's all it was. Right? How could I forget the only reason this marriage existed? But there's still time. You never said you'd leave me if I didn't give you a son within the year. He let out a sharp, humorless laugh, his gaze as cold as stone. It's simple logic, Paige. You know me, I'm a businessman. I don't hang on to something that gives me nothing back. My heart crumpled inside me. So that's all this has ever been? Just business? Don't you have any feelings for me at all, Noah? After a year, today, our anniversary? Is this really how you want to end our marriage? He looked at me, annoyed. Why should we celebrate, Paige? There's nothing to celebrate. I want this divorce, and I won't change my mind. I shook my head, tears still falling. Noah, please, don't leave me. I need you, I do. Just tell me, did I offend you? Do I don't know, smell bad? Am I not attractive enough? I swear, I'll change if that's what you want. Noah, please, just don't go. Stop it, Paige. His voice cut straight through me. I couldn't help it. I sobbed harder and sank to my knees, desperation swallowing my pride. Noah, you have no idea how much I love you. Please, please, don't do this. Don't walk out on me. He shoved me away roughly. Rage flashed across his face, coloring his cheeks. I crumpled on the floor and gazed up at him through my tears. Noah. Have a little pride, Paige. Try to hold on to whatever dignity you've got left. I bit my lip, shaking. I'd rather lose my pride than lose you, Noah. He sneered. You've lost your mind, haven't you? I sobbed, Noah. He just shook his head, dismissing me. I want you out of my life, Paige. I reached for his hand, desperate for something to hold on to, but he turned away, heading for the door. I wanted to run after him, to holler for him not to go, but my whole body felt too heavy to even move. Losing him, just the thought split something inside me. Noah, see, come back, please. My voice cracked as I struggled to pull myself upright. I didn't care about my pride. I'd risk anything. I'd rather beg than lose him. Staggering up without a second thought, I bolted out the door after him, but crashed into someone by chance. Paige, oh my God. What happened, honey? Why are you crying? Aunt Precky, her face full of worry, caught me by the waist. She's cared for me since my parents died. In my world, she's always been the safe place. I clung to her, the tears falling faster. Aunt Precky and Noah. Please, Noah, take me to him. What's going on, darling? Did the two of you have a fight? And with those words, my legs finally gave up. I just collapsed. Aunt Becky hurried to comfort me, her voice swirling around me, but all the noise faded as unconsciousness dragged me under, and I cried even then. I woke up in a hospital bed, staring at the white ceiling, the memories rushing back like a cruel wave. Noah wanted a divorce. It hurt so badly I could barely breathe. I love him with everything I have, and I can't bear the thought of losing him. Swallowing hard, I worked my tongue over my dry lips and glanced around the sterile white room. No, I can't just lie here. I have to see Noah, talk to him. There has to be a way to fix this. Slipping out of bed and hiding my face, I managed to sneak out of the hospital without anyone stopping me. I flagged down a cab, not really thinking about anything except getting to the Hansen Group building. Lost in thought, I barely even registered that I couldn't pay the driver. You should have thought twice before getting in if you can't pay my fare. What is this, miss? I bowed my head, mortified. I'm sorry. How much does she owe? A man's voice cut in. I tried to look at him, but my vision was too blurred. He paid quickly, and I managed to blurt a soft thank you before dashing into Noah's company building. Even my hands shook as I pressed the elevator's button, feeling the dizziness still swirl around me. I forced myself up to the floor I knew belonged to Noah's office. His assistant, Oliver, flinched as soon as he saw me, nervously straightening his glasses. Miss Page, he started. Where's Noah? My voice was rough, my throat raw. Miss Page? He was hesitating, and his tense face scared me even more. Tell me, Oliver, where's your boss? He looked everywhere but at me and drew a trembling breath. He's in a meeting. Busy, Miss Page? I suggest you wait for him at home. Tonight. My eyes stayed pinned on his, searching for a lie. Then I'll just wait in his office. Wait, Miss Page, please don't. But I ignored him. My brain was numb. I couldn't think of anything but reaching Noah. I opened the door just as my heart was trying to leap out of my chest. And there he was, Noah, sitting on his office couch with a woman wrapped around his waist. Someone all too familiar. Her lips were crushed to his in a passionate kiss. My vision blurred as the dam finally broke, tears tracing hot lines down my cheeks. My whole body went numb. Now I understood. Of course, it was because of her. He wanted me gone the moment his first love came back. That's why Noah didn't want me anymore. The pain was excruciating. Chapter 2, I Surrender. Page's POV. Paige? Noah spotted me. The expression in his eyes sent a chill through me. He didn't look scared, not even surprised that I had caught them together. Instead, he was furious. God, I thought I'd managed to calm that wild heart of his during our year of marriage. I was painfully mistaken. What are you doing here? He demanded, tugging down the long-sleeved shirt I'd given him just last month. I forced myself to look away from him and faced his latest conquest, Talia, the renowned actress and model. She glared at me with disgust, though really, shouldn't it be the other way around? My fists clenched. I lunged at her, unable to hold myself back. Ow! Talia shrieked as I yanked her hair. My nail scratched her arm. I even tried to choke her, but she wriggled free. Enough? Stop it, Paige! Noah yelled, grabbing me away from her. I ignored him, latching onto Talia's hair again. I felt nothing but rage. I said, stop. Paige, stop it. Noah, help! Let me go, you son of a... Talia screamed, struggling. You Maniac! A hollow laugh broke from my lips. You're nothing but a filthy mistress. Then I was shoved. Hard. I hit the ground, crying out as my right wrist twisted under my weight. Tears overflowed, both from the pain and the sharper agony of realizing Noah, my husband, had thrown me aside. Now, eyes ablaze with rage, he shielded his mistress in his arms. I wiped my eyes and forced myself to sit up. What the hell is wrong with you, Paige? Noah bellowed, cheeks mottled red with anger, finger thrust at me like a knife. Get out! You disgust me. Don't come near me again. Clutching my injured wrist, I showed it to him. Maybe, I prayed, he might have a shred of compassion left. Noah, look at my hand. I'm hurt, I whispered. He stared at me, something hollow behind his glare. I couldn't care less. Leave or I'll throw you out myself. My heartbreak was like a scream inside my chest. I sobbed silently, struggling to my feet. Oliver caught and steadied me. I realized most of the Hansen Group's employees were watching from the open doorway, their whispers burning with the same humiliation threatening to drown me. I shuffled toward the exit, biting my lip. On impulse, I glanced back once, just once, hoping Noah might change his mind, might choose me. But he only cradled Talia, completely absorbed in her. Suddenly, it hit me with cruel clarity. I pitied myself. I was shattered, helpless, and so grotesquely alone. All the love I had, he had smashed without mercy. Why would he do this? Why must he punish me like this? You shouldn't have left the hospital, Paige. Look at yourself. How did you hurt your wrist? And Preki scolded, fussing around me with anxious eyes fixed on my bandaged hand. I couldn't answer her. All I did was stare at the ceiling, lips pressed tight, blank and numb. I just couldn't process any of it, not her words, not the world closing in. None of it felt real. None of it made sense. 2 days passed and I couldn't bring myself to return to Noah's mansion. Instead, I took shelter at Aunt Preki's house, surrounded by her 3 sons, my cousins. I was slumped on the sofa, eyes on the television, when breaking news snapped my attention. It was a candid photograph of 2 very familiar faces, Noah and Talia. The tabloid shot was blurry, but their faces were unmistakable. Paige, tell me, is that Noah? Aunt Preki barked, pointing accusingly at the TV as she studied my face. I turned away, refusing to meet her gaze. Is this why you're acting like this? Is this why you haven't gone home? I pressed my teeth into my lip to keep from crying. Just then, one of my cousins came down the stairs and stopped short, frowning at the television. Noah's cheating on you? He blurted. Paige, what the hell? I got up to leave, accidentally bumping my bandaged wrist against the couch. The sharp pain made me clench my jaw, but the doctor had already warned me that I might need surgery. It didn't matter. I was too lost to care. Paige, and Preki called after me. I couldn't take it. My tears slipped free in silent defeat as I hurried upstairs to lock myself in the bedroom. I buried my face in the pillow and let everything shatter inside. Heartache, anger, humiliation. It all poured out until, in exhaustion, sleep finally claimed me. And when I awoke, nothing had changed. The pain still weighed on me, heavier than anything I'd ever known. By morning, there was a fresh shock waiting. Noah had been hospitalized. Rumor had it someone assaulted him. I immediately suspected one person. I tore down the stairs, heart pounding only for Aries, my cousin, to intercept me. His jaw tight, his eyes burning with outrage. "Where do you think you're going, Paige? You're still running after him." I glared back. "I know it was you, Aries. You're the one who beat him up, aren't you?" He set his jaw, voice hard. "He deserved it, Paige." My voice rose. "Why would you do that, Aries?" From behind, Aunt Precky and my other cousins, Achilles and Alex, appeared, watching the confrontation unfold. "You don't have to fight my battles, Aries." My voice cracked with fury and sorrow. "You made things worse." Aries shook his head, shoulders drawn back. "Paige, stop throwing yourself at that man. He humiliated you. He hurt you. You have to start caring about yourself. Let him go already." I wiped the tears streaming down my cheeks, lips trembling. I pushed past him and ran outside, ignoring their calls. I hailed a taxi and rode in silence to the hospital where Noah was admitted. The moment I walked into his room, hope warring with dread inside me, I saw the final scene, Noah kissing Talia, pinning her to the bed, uncaring, apparently unharmed. The last pieces of my heart broke. Aries was right. Noah had disrespected me, over and over again. There was nothing left to fight for. This is our end. I finally understood. "I give up. I surrender." Chapter 3, She's Pregnant. Noah's POV. 4 months later. I was at the gym, letting off steam and killing time when my assistant came hurrying in. He paused, pushed his glasses up his nose, and cleared his throat before addressing me. "Sir, I just received a call from your father's attorney. Miss Paige is in the hospital." My brow furrowed as I set down the dumbbell and faced him. "Did I tell you to keep tabs on my ex-wife?" He dropped his gaze. "I'm sorry, sir. I just thought you should know." My jaw tensed as I wiped sweat from my forehead. "Why is she at the hospital?" "She's pregnant, sir." For a second, I could only stare at him, stunned, and he took a nervous step back. "What did you just say?" "She's pregnant, sir." He repeated it like he was afraid of what would come next. "Pregnant? Paige is pregnant? It's only been 4 months since the divorce. Could it be mine?" The math worked. I swallowed hard, keeping my eyes locked on Oliver. Find out if she's seeing anyone else. He blinked as if that had hit him out of nowhere. "Sir?" He adjusted his glasses, shock written all over his face. I clenched my fist. "Do I need to repeat myself, Oliver?" "No, sir. I'll get on it now." Alone, I sank onto the bench and squeezed my eyes shut. Paige with her gentle smile, the way her hair would flick in the sun, how she moved, it all flashed painfully clearer in my head. I missed her. I could admit that to myself. But she never gave me the one thing I wanted most, a son. It's her fault our marriage ended. I waited, restless, for 2 days while Oliver shadowed her. Paige Lopez, stunning, loyal, headstrong. She'd loved me since college, or so I'd been told. I knew she'd do anything for me, so I'd offered her a bargain, marry me and give me a son. She agreed. I did my part. She'd deliver. I was livid. She failed me. I followed her for 2 days, sir. Didn't see a single man with her. I pressed my hands together, considering. Finally, I nodded and stood, grabbing my coat. "Have the car ready. I'm going out." "Miss me?" I grinned when Paige cracked open the door to her cafe. Funny it was closed. Strange, the best coffee shop around empty. Her voice, when it came, boomed like thunder. "What are you doing here, Noah?" This, a roar from someone I'd always known as calm, knocked me back. I clenched my jaw, irritation bubbling up as I tossed the folder on the table and locked eyes with her. She barely glanced at it, her glare burning. "I already signed the divorce papers, Noah," she spat. "What do you want now? Conjugal properties? I left the mansion, took nothing with me. What's your problem?" Her anger burned hot, eyes red, jaw tight. Instead of backing off, it only set off my own fury. Did she really think any of this was about money? If she'd only given me a son. "I'm not here for money or property, Paige. I want you back." She went stock still. I stepped forward. She stepped back. "Were you ever going to tell me you're pregnant? Who's the father, Paige? Is it a boy?" She gasped, face twisted with rage. "You manipulative bastard." "Call me whatever you want," I shot back. "But know this, I know everything. You won't keep set secrets from me, Paige. Not ever." I tried to reach for her face, but she jerked away. "Don't you dare touch me." I stuffed my hands in my pockets, locking eyes with her. "Is it a boy or a girl, Paige? Tell me." Tears rolled down her cheeks, relentless as rain, as she pounded her fists against my chest. "Why does it matter to you? Huh? Who gave you the right to interfere? You're the one who threw me away, Noah." I bit back a retort and shook my head, unable to hide a bitter smirk. "Our divorce isn't finalized. I'll have my lawyer cancel it, actually." She glared, voice breaking. "I hate you. You're heartless." I just shook my head, unswayed. "You never used to talk like that, Paige." Her lips trembled, tears streaming down her face, chest heaving with her fury. I felt something twist hard in my chest. Didn't matter. She needed me, and I needed her. Needed her to give me a son. She jabbed a finger at the door. "Get out." I met her glare square on. "I'm not leaving unless you agree to come back." There was an explosion. "Are you insane?" she shouted. "First you throw me away, now you beg for me back. What do you take me for? I was a fool once, but you won't make a fool of me again." Then she slapped me, all fire. My fists balled tight at my sides. I stared her down. "You'll never get away from me, Paige." She bristled, voice flat but shaking. "I never tried to escape. You threw me out like garbage. So go run to your precious mistress and pray she gets pregnant. Everyone knows you're seeing that actress anyhow. Why are you here?" My teeth ground together. "You don't get to tell me what to do, Paige. Don't try. You're my wife." She let out a choked laugh. "No, Noah. I was your wife. I was a fool, but I'm done letting you hurt me. I'll raise my child on my own, and they'll never know their father's name. You'll regret walking away. I swear you will." Chapter 4, the last time. Paige's POV. I caught my breath and wiped away the tears on my cheeks after I dropped the coffee I was trying to make. My right hand trembled and I couldn't stop the tears. My heart pounded, burning with anger. I couldn't even make coffee, not anymore. The thing I loved most was gone. Ever since my wrist surgery, it just wouldn't work like it used to. All I felt was uselessness, worthlessness. The sobs burst out of me. and I crumpled to my knees, staring through wet lashes at my trembling right hand. This was just so damn unfair. Why can't you let me do what I want? I spat at my hand, voice shaking as if it could answer. All this frustration, this sadness, just crushing in, driving me further into the ground. I just wanted some happiness for once. I let my head fall back against the edge of the bar counter, and Noah's smug smile blazed behind my eyes. He still had the audacity to show his face after everything? File for divorce and suddenly decide he wanted me back? Ridiculous. Unbelievable. Paige. Alex knelt in front of me and pulled me into his arms. The moment his hand touched my shoulder, I broke down against his chest. I can't make coffee, Alex. I can't use my hand, not like before. Shh. Calm down, Paige. What's wrong? You were coping for the last 4 months. Why fall apart again now? Broken laughter slipped out between sobs. Alex cupped my cheeks, his gaze anxious as he dabbed uselessly at the endless tears. Paige. I won't let him fool me again, I said, voice hard. Alex's jaw tightened, anger flickering in his eyes. He came here. I nodded, wiping my face. I don't understand him, Alex. He shut me out, and now he wants to come back into my life. No, Alex growled. No, Paige, don't even think about it. I shook my head. I won't let him hurt me again. I swear. He squeezed me into another hug, steady hands rubbing calming circles on my back. I told you I'd find someone part-time, remember? You need to rest. Take care of yourself, especially now. This isn't just about you. The baby needs you. I pressed trembling hands to my stomach, holding on for steadiness. Alex was right. My baby had to come first now, always. I was done with Noah. I poured all I had into our marriage. He destroyed what I gave, and me with it. It's true what they say. Too much love really can break you. I died once loving him. I wasn't about to die again on his account. When Alex and I got home, I escaped to my room. I hesitated, then opened the envelope Noah had left at the shop. When I saw the agreement inside, I started to laugh. Bitter, sarcastic laughter. He really thought he could win me back by throwing money at the damage he'd done? Pathetic. Either he was horribly naive about love, or just a complete idiot. Agreement? I wanted no part of anything to do with him. I'd been head over heels for him since college. That was more than enough history. I was finished. The days drifted by, dull and quiet. I tried to build some version of a normal life. Still, some nights sleep wouldn't come, and loneliness crept in, leaving me aching and hollow. One morning, as I came down the stairs, Alex intercepted me. Paige, look, these are the resumes we got. 3 college girls, 1 high school guy. I scanned the pages. Can they make coffee? He grinned. Yeah, actually, they kind of blew me away. Told you, the craft pulls you in. You'll have to show me your secrets, lady. I rolled my eyes. Who do you think's the most capable? He pursed his lips, eyes narrowing. Hazel and Froelon, probably. 1 college student, 1 high school student. Okay, I'll call them both for training tomorrow. Good. Oh, and Mom wants us at dinner in a restaurant tonight. Aunt Precky? He shot me a flat look. Who else is my mother, Paige? I frowned. Real funny, Alex. He pinched my cheek, chuckling, just as someone else crunched through the front door. It was Aries, forehead already lined in a deep frown. The oldest of the three brothers, grumpy as ever, where Alex was easygoing and Achilles was silent. "Bro, what's wrong?" Alex asked as Aries dropped onto the couch, ripping off his tie. Aries glared at me. "Your insufferable ex-husband's at it again, Paige. I got fired. My boss doesn't want the hassle with Noah Hansen, the business magnate." Unbelievable. I bit down hard on my lip and looked away, cheeks burning with shame and anger. Noah, so cold and relentless, pushed even my cousin out of work. And for what? Because I wouldn't accept his terms. Aries caught my gaze, irritation flashing. "Don't you dare meet him, Paige. Let me handle this." "What will you do? Get into another fight?" I challenged. He shook his head. "I'm not stupid. Not winding up in a cell again." 2 days locked up. That was the last fallout after he threw punches at Noah. He couldn't beat him, not really. And Noah knew exactly how to make us feel powerless. I hated it. I hated him. The next day, I went to Noah's house. His maid looked startled to see me, but quickly ushered me in. She told me Noah was in the backyard. I headed straight for the pool. There he was, swimming laps, calm as ever. He had time for luxury, for play, even after upending my life and destroying Aries' job. "Noah!" He surfaced, hair slicked back, and gave me that insufferable smirk. He pulled himself from the pool, all-toned muscle and arrogant confidence. I felt my chest tighten and instantly looked away. My fool heart still raced because of him, even now. Why did love have to be so senseless? "Hey, sweetheart. Missed me?" I threw the accursed folder straight at him. It thudded against his chest, erasing the grin from his face. He wiped the smile away, jaw bunching. A bitter laugh scratched out of my throat. "You think you can trick me again? Dream on, Noah. I'm done with you." I hardly had time to brace before he dragged me against him, soaked and unyielding, chilling me with his wet skin and a raw heat spreading through me. He cupped my waist, pulled me closer, eyes dragging over my face as his tongue darted across his lips. "Don't kid yourself, Paige. You were absolutely infatuated with me. There's no way you moved on in just 4 months." I tried to push free, but he jerked me forward and crushed his lips to mine in a bruising, possessive kiss. I gasped, shocked, and he used that opening to go deeper, his tongue forcing its way in, stealing the strength from my knees. Locked in his grip, resistance felt impossible. He was relentless and cruel for it. Finally, he pulled back, smirking as he licked his lips. "You still taste the same, sweetheart. Miss my kisses, don't you?" "I hate you." He just shook his head. "You'll never hate me, Paige. Not in this life." Tears slid down my cheeks, burning like bullets, but I wiped them away fiercely. "I hated you in this life, and I'll hate you in the next, Noah. Get it through that thick head. I'm never coming back. Enjoy your fortune and fame. I don't need any of it. And you? You're not the only man in my life." He clenched his jaw at my words, but I didn't care. I turned my back and walked away, each step heavier and more determined. This might not be the last time I saw him, but it's the last time I'd cry because of him. The last time his words or his arms would have that power. I swore to myself, never again. Chapter 5. His Obsession. Paige's POV. I stood in front of the mirror, slipping on a simple white dress. Carefully, I applied my lipstick, tilting my head and studying the woman staring back. How could I have lost myself so completely after falling for Noah Hansen? Isn't loving someone supposed to be simple? The real mistake is when the person you love doesn't deserve it. I poured everything into loving Noah, gave him every part of me, and that was where I went wrong. I let him see my devotion, my unwavering loyalty. It made him so sure I'd never find my footing after my downfall. I need to prove him wrong. Still, it aches deep and real. Paige, how long are we going to wait out here? Eris's voice brought me crashing back into the moment. I pressed my lips together and sighed. My cousin gets impatient fast. I'm coming, I called, grabbing my purse. Aunt Precky had invited us all to dinner, her way, I guess, of helping me recover. I'm thankful for her and for my cousins. Downstairs, Aries scowled while Alex grinned. Achilles met me at the base of the steps and extended a hand. I offered him a small smile. Thanks. He nodded and pulled away as soon as I had balanced myself. Just like Alex, I know Achilles and Aries care in their odd ways. When we were kids, they always treated me like a princess. Things are different now, but the loyalty lingers under the surface. Paige, sweetheart. Aunt Precky kissed my cheek as soon as I approached. You're beautiful. We're all here for you always. Don't forget that. I managed to smile as we headed out. Aries took the wheel, Achilles claimed shotgun, and Alex sent me a playful wink from the row behind, where Aunt Precky and I sat together. So why the random dinner plans, Mother dearest? Alex teased. Aunt Precky didn't hesitate. She smacked him over the head. Behave, Alex. I couldn't hold in my laughter, sticking out my tongue at him. Alex rolled his eyes, making a show of it. I just shook my head and waited as we arrived in front of a fancy restaurant. I looked questioningly at Aunt Precky, who only smiled, looping her arm through mine and guiding me inside. We slowed as a middle-aged man greeted Aunt Precky at the entrance. I glanced to my cousins, watching for their reactions. First Alex, then Achilles, and finally Aries. I knew Aunt Precky's past, men always messing her around. Maybe that's why my cousins are so fiercely protective. Mom, Alex burst out, his voice echoing louder than he meant. Aunt Precky turned, her eyes shadowed with something sad, but she pressed out a smile. Let's find a seat first, kids. There's someone I want you to meet. Aries glared and snapped. I'm out of here. Aries, Aunt Precky called sharply. Achilles just sighed and dropped into a chair. I watched as Alex clenched his jaw before reluctantly sitting down too. Chewing my bottom lip, I stepped toward the man waiting for us. I offered a smile. Hi, I'm Paige, Aunt Precky's niece. He returned my smile gently, shaking my hand. I'm glad to finally meet you, Paige. Your aunts told me so much about you. I'm Simon Andrews. I nodded respectfully, then took Aunt Precky's hand as we sat. I know you all disapprove of me for your mom, Simon began. Good to know we're clear, Alex cut in, his tone cold. Alex, Aunt Precky pleaded quietly. With a heavy sigh, Alex turned away, refusing to look at either of them. Let's talk after dinner. Can we just order for now? Aunt Precky said decisively. I nodded my agreement. Simon reached for the waiter, but Alex shoved his chair back abruptly, visible fury etched across his features. Alex, sit down, Aunt Precky snapped. Alex just laughed, hollow and sharp. I've lost my appetite, Mom. Call me when you're ready to go home. He stormed out, leaving an uneasy silence in his wake. Alex had never been this rude, not even as a kid. Clearly, his emotions over Aunt Precky's relationships had only grown over the years. I offered a rushed apology. I'm sorry, I'll go after him. Aunt Precky nodded, her gaze soft with understanding. I turned back to Simon. I hope we'll meet again another time. It was nice meeting you, Simon. Then I slipped away, biting my lip and scanning the bustle of the restaurant for Alex, when suddenly someone grabbed me, yanking me toward the shadows. Let go of me, I thrashed, trying to break free. The grip only tightened, then I caught a trace of a scent I knew instantly. That perfume. The same one I gave him. Tears stung my eyes as dread curled inside me. What does he want now? You remember my scent, huh? Still the same perfume you picked out for me, he whispered in my ear, pinning me between his body and the wall. I tried to steady my breath, glaring back at him, feeling an electric mix of anger and anxiety. No matter what he does, he still slams right into my composure. He smirked, his eyes burning into me. Well, hello, sweetheart. It's been a while. Who are you here with, Are you seeing someone already? I shoved his chest. He wouldn't budge. He just looked down at my hand and locked eyes with me again. Fire burned between us, and suddenly, as if I touched a hot surface, I ripped my hand away. He grazed his lower lip with his teeth, glancing at my lips, infuriating, selfish bastard. I have an offer for you, sweetheart. Don't call me that, I hissed. He just chuckled, low and mocking. What would you prefer? Baby? Darling? Love? Honey? I covered my ears, exasperated. Just stop it, Noah. I don't want to hear anything from you. His jaw flexed, growing colder. The divorce will move forward if you agree to give the baby to me, Paige. My mouth dropped open. How many times can one man twist the blade? Does he enjoy pushing me to my limits? All I want is peace, damn it, and he'll do anything to make sure I never get it. Come on, Paige. I'll throw in the mansion. I cut him off with a hard slap, every ounce of pain, humiliation, and lost affection ringing in that sharp crack. His cheek turned crimson. Tears streaked down my face as I fixed him with a pure, icy look. You're rotten, Noah. Keep your money, keep your damn mansion. Do whatever hellish thing you want. Forget the divorce. Stay or leave. It means nothing. Just get out of my life, and don't you dare mention my baby again. I hope you lose everything and live in misery for the rest of your life. I spun on my heel and started to walk away, but he yanked my wrist, rough and punishing. I screamed. The pain lanced through my injured wrist. Paige! It was Alex, furious and reckless. In an instant, he launched himself at Noah. Fists flew, Alex pummeling Noah, Noah hitting back. It was brute chaos, rage unleashed. Alex! I screamed and tried to stop them, but a strange warmth pulled down my legs. When I looked down, the sight of blood trickling down my thighs froze me. No, my baby. Chapter 6, Forgetting You. Paige's POV. I almost lost my baby. I could never forgive Noah for what he's done. The man's an absolute wretch, obsessed with money and recognition above all else. I can't wait for the day his so-called first love drops him. Let's see how he looks when she leaves him for another. I hate him so much. Sometimes I think about exposing our marriage. No one even knows we're married, other than our families. What would his precious reputation look like then? I'd pay to see his lover leave him floundering, emptier than ever. Paige, I have an appointment with a client today. Aunt Precky's voice faltered when she saw me dressed. She tilted her head, concern etching her face. Are you heading out? You should be resting. You fainted yesterday. I ran my fingers through my hair and shook my head. I'm all right, Aunt Precky. I just want to check on the shop, see how everyone's doing. Alex is there, isn't he? You both agree to this. I squeezed her shoulder gently. Don't worry, Aunt Precky. I just need to get out of the house, otherwise I'll be even more stressed. I promise I'll be careful. She sighed heavily, finally nodding. Just steer clear of Noah, all right? If you end up fainting or bleeding again because of him, I swear I'll strangle the life out of that man myself. I managed a bitter smile and nodded. The wounds Noah left run too deep for a simple apology. And knowing him, an apology would never cross his lips. I caught a taxi over to the coffee shop. Seeing Alex and my part-timers laughing, at ease behind the counter, I felt lighter for a moment. Good morning. Welcome to Sweet Pages. Alex stopped short the minute he recognized me. He eyed me, shaking his head with a resigned sigh. I settled into a chair, glancing around at the customers, mostly teenage girls, snickering and smiling at Alex and the new hire. I had to admit it, they were both good-looking, a definite advantage for business. I couldn't blame the girls. Honestly, I liked having that energy in the cafe. Alex dropped his apron on the table and sat beside me, arms folded, a plaster strip on his cheek, and a dark bruise on his lower lip. I sighed at the sight. What do you think you're doing here, you reckless woman? I grinned. Visiting my shop. It's been forever. I just want to watch. For a heartbeat, something pained flickered in Alex's eyes. Grief, because he knows I can't make coffee myself anymore. My hand shakes too much, goes numb if I try. It breaks my heart not to create, and painting is now out of reach too. Trying to distract himself, Alex nodded toward the part-timer. Kid's great. Good-looking too. With him around, this place is set. I laughed and nodded. He's an asset for sure. Don't let him slip away. A short silence hung between us. Alex sighed and looked troubled, and I knew exactly why. Did my mom already head out? I nodded. Yes, she's got her client appointment. He scoffed, rolling his eyes. Sure, her client, but it's her so-called lover again. Alex. I caught his hand gently. Simon seems like a decent man. Why not give him a chance? He gave a harsh, sarcastic laugh. No way, Paige. You're not going to change my mind. Wait here, okay? I'll get you some juice. I want coffee, Alex. His frown was immediate. You're not allowed caffeine. I'll get you a hot chocolate. I just grinned and watched him head off. Nervous, I bit my lip and checked my phone. My breath caught. There was a message from Noah's number. I'd never changed my phone. Sometimes it felt like a stupid, lingering hope. I always told myself he'd never contact me again. But I swallowed hard. For just a second, my heart leapt. Stupid, stubborn love. Have I really not moved past him at all? How do I even begin to forget? I'm sorry. The words brought tears to my eyes, my heart twisting painfully in my chest. He really apologized? Was he serious this time? Did he know everything I endured? A laugh slipped out, empty, bitter. Of course. He wants the baby, so now he needs my forgiveness. That, or maybe just enough pity to get on my good side. Here's your hot chocolate. I straightened as Alex returned, clearing my throat and brushing away the tears before he saw. You all right, Paige? Yeah. I'm okay. He tensed, jaw tight. Still thinking about him, aren't you? I looked away. Better he believes that than knows Noah texted me. Bloody hell, Paige, Alex burst out. You know what? We should really take off, go overseas, just disappear. My eyes widened. What? You know I've been planning to work overseas. Come with me. Get a fresh start, Paige. A new world, new people. Get that selfish bastard out of your life for good. Let him rot in his billionaire trash heap. I shook my head, gentle but certain. I'm staying, Alex. This is my home. Noah doesn't control my life. I make my own choices. Paige. I smiled at my well-meaning cousin. Really, I'm all right. Besides, Aunt Precky needs me here. He grunted in frustration, jaw clenched tight. My offer stands. The minute you change your mind, let me know. Noah's POV. I hurled my phone across the room, frustrated after waiting nearly an hour without a reply. Did she even read my message? I could drown in this soul-crushing guilt. She could have died. Our child could have died, and it's my fault. Honestly, maybe I deserve getting battered by Achilles, Alex, and Ares, especially this time. My teeth grated as I absently licked my split, swollen lip. I picked up the coffee I'd ordered from the maid and recoiled at the bitter taste, harsh and completely wrong, nothing like what I used to have. Disgusted, I marched from my office to confront her, misery gnawing at my mind. Only Paige could ruin me this way. Matilda. Yes, sir? The maid peered around nervously. What the hell is this? I snarled, thrusting the mug toward her. What did you do to my coffee? It's wretched. Don't you know my usual blend? She stared at her feet. Yes, sir. Miss Page was the only one who knew how to do it just right. I'm sorry. I should have asked her for the recipe. My fists balled and jaw tightened. Of course, Paige was the one who gave my mornings any sweetness. Without a word, I turned away and went straight to my bedroom, only to stop dead when I glimpsed the oversized wedding photo above the bed. Paige's gentle smile stared down at me. Damn. My chest ached as I sucked in a breath and stumbled into the bathroom. For a moment, the empty bed mocked me. Another reminder. I could see Paige in my mind, quietly laying out my suit for me before work. Paige, what are you doing to me? I whispered, haunted, shaking my head as I retreated to the walk-in closet. Sorting through the suits, I finally chose one. Standing before the mirror trying to fashion my tie, I stopped, helpless. Not even in college could I do this properly. She always ended up tying it, always saved me from looking a mess. Impatient, I left the bedroom and tracked down Matilda with the tie in hand. Here. Tie this. She looked away, flustered. I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how. Damn it! I lost control and hurled the tie across the floor, grabbing my car keys and storming out, neck bare. Forgot to comb my hair, too. She would have reminded me of that. How am I supposed to get her out of my head? I need to forget Paige. I need someone to take the edge off. Where the hell is Talia when I need her? Chapter 7. You Don't Need Me. Pages POV. I smiled as attorney Samantha Lee took a seat across from me. I was still at the coffee shop, my coffee cold by now. She'd called earlier, insisting she had something important to discuss. The truth was, I doubted just how urgent it really was. She was the lawyer I'd hired for the divorce Noah insisted on. Mr. Hansen withdrew the divorce petition page. My breath caught. I'd half suspected it might come to this, but hearing it out loud still rattled me. Noah always means what he says. He'd said he'd push the divorce again, and here it was, all done to suit his own whims. I see you're not surprised, Attorney Samantha added with a weary sigh. Did you talk to Mr. Hansen, Paige? I chewed my bottom lip. He wants something from me that I can't give. Now he's using our marriage as a cage to keep me in his world. Samantha shook her head and crossed her arms, frustration etched into every line of her face. Do you still want to go through with the divorce? I nodded without hesitation. Of course, attorney. Then we'll be the ones to file a petition. Do you have a valid reason we can use to speed up the process? He has a mistress. Samantha nodded, cool and practical. The actress, right? Yes. Good. We'll use that. But does he have anything he can use against you? Silence lingered. I glanced down and gently touched my stomach. I'm pregnant. She raised an eyebrow, considering. You'll need a certificate from your OB/GYN, proof you're pregnant with Mr. Hansen's child, and that you conceived before he filed the original petition. We can't let them twist things and use it against you. I closed my eyes for a moment, overwhelmed. Why won't he just let me go? He has someone else, someone who can give him everything. Why hold on to me? He said he wanted me out of his life, so why keep dragging me back? If this is about the child, he'll be disappointed. I'm not giving up my baby for anyone. Do you want to win this case, Paige? Samantha's voice dropped, razor sharp and grave. I swallowed, licking my cracked lips, and nodded slowly. Noah deserves consequences. After everything he put me through, it was only fair. Then let's file a case, adultery. He could face prison for that, Paige. We'll take an at-fault approach. It felt right. I deserved some justice, some respect. He should pay for degrading our marriage, yet at the same time, the thought of Noah locked up shattered something inside me. When will this love finally fade? I'm so tired. I just want peace. I want to feel whole. He didn't love me, not truly. I have every right to chase my own happiness. Paige, Samantha interrupted my spiral, gripping my hands. Her voice softened. Tell me the truth. Are you truly doing this because you want justice? Or will it gut you in the end? I met her eyes. He hurt me, attorney. If it's only revenge you're after, it won't bring you any peace. Trust me. I straightened, holding her gaze. I'm doing it for my child. I'm standing up as a mother. She released her grip and nodded, approval in her eyes. Good. We'll make them answer for what they've done. I nodded, taking in a deep, steadying breath. You will answer for this, Noah. You will. I felt as if my soul had nearly escaped my body when I saw Noah standing in front of the shop. It was close to 10 p.m. I lingered, needing time to think, breathe, unburden my heart. Alex had wanted to stay, but work for his overseas plans pulled him away. Can we talk? Noah's words drifted through the chilly air as I opened the door to leave. I froze, caught beneath the intense stare of his glazed eyes. He was obviously drunk. My heart started thudding unevenly. Under the silvery glow of the moon, with his disheveled hair and the folded sleeves of his shirt, he looked unfairly handsome. He wore black slacks, polished shoes, his coat drooping over one arm, a vision of vulnerability framed by his expensive car. I couldn't let my old feelings drown me now. Gaze dropping, I gripped the fabric of my pants. "Why are you here, Noah?" He hesitated, trying to take my hand, but I pulled it back, chilled. I met his eyes, forcing my anger to the surface. "What do you want, Noah? Isn't it enough that I finally let you go?" He shook his head gently, a shade of sadness settling over him. "Don't let me go, Paige." I blinked, stunned. Was he serious? What? My mind scrambled. Was he messing with my head again? First, it's goodbye, then it's don't leave. "Leave, Noah." I stepped past him, desperate to put distance between us, but he grabbed my arm and pulled me into a crushing, familiar warmth. Tears, foolish, unwanted, pricked my eyes. I'd missed him so much. Myself, my heart, everything in me wanted to collapse under that yearning. But even if my heart was a martyr, I knew my own worth. I shouldn't settle for this broken affection. Sniffling, I summoned everything I had to push him away. I glared at him. "Why are you doing this, Noah?" He searched for words, staring down at his shoes. "I don't know either, Paige. I withdrew the divorce because I can't bear to let you go. I want you to come back. I want to see you in the house, wear the clothes you set out, drink your coffee. I want you to fix my tie again. Paige, let's start again. Please." Tears streamed down my face. I shoved him weakly. He seemed lost, fragile, but I didn't care. "Is this all for the baby, Noah? Is that why you want me back?" He met my gaze, shattered, shaking his head slowly, a broken, drunken thing. Yet, even drunk, I knew he was being truthful. "It's not just the baby." "You don't need me, Noah. If this is just about everything I do for you, then hire someone. You need a caretaker, not me." He flinched. No denial. He just looked defeated, like the idea of us came down to chores and charity rather than love. That hurt more than anything else could. "Paige," he pleaded again, trying for my hand. I yanked away. "Paige, please." I half laughed, hollow and bitter. Am I seriously hearing this? You, Noah, actually begging? Why, Noah? Really? He covered his face, despair painting his features. He dropped his hands, shaking his head again and again, confusion storming through his eyes. "I don't like any of this, Paige. I'm confused too. When you couldn't keep your promise about the son, I ended things. I'm sorry, damn it. I'm trying to fix all of it. Come back." "What about your mistress?" He fell silent. The weight of his guilt hung between us. I let out another joyless laugh, stepping back. Meeting his eyes for what felt like the 100th time that night, I gathered every shred of resolve I still had. There's only one way any of this gets resolved, Noah. His eyes sparked with hope. "What is it?" "How do you feel about me?" I asked, measured, unflinching. He hesitated, lips parted, confusion swimming in his gaze. It was clear he didn't even know. All this, just for the baby, just for what I could provide. He didn't love me, not the way I needed him to. I tipped my chin up, refusing to look away. Tell me how you actually feel, Noah. That's what will decide whether I ever come back. Chapter 8. Love Me Again. Paige's POV. You couldn't answer, I said bitterly, shaking my head. He couldn't reply because he didn't really need me. He couldn't say anything about his feelings for me because, deep down, he didn't truly care. Our 1-year marriage was a sham. Paige. Leave me alone, Noah. I'm trying to live my life. Don't destroy me again. He lifted his face, eyes pleading. Can't you give me another chance? I begged you, Noah, I spat. I got on my knees for you. And what did you do? You pushed me away, Noah. He looked down. Anger coiled inside me as I punched his chest, voice cracking. I pointed at the coffee shop. I haven't been able to open my shop because I can't mix coffee anymore, Noah. I can't paint. I can't do anything I love because of you. You shattered everything. His lips parted as he met my gaze, nervous and guilt-ridden. Paige. You didn't even notice? I wiped my tears, sharp and cold. Of course not. You never cared. You're selfish, Noah. It didn't matter to you if I lost our baby. It didn't matter if I died. It was all the same to you. Paige, I never meant to hurt you. I never wanted to hurt our child. My child, Noah. I cut him off, my voice trembling. My child. You don't get to call him yours. I almost lashed out again, then saw his shoulders shaking as he stared at the ground. Suddenly, he dropped to his knees just as rain began to pour. I sucked in a breath. For a second, I didn't know what to think or feel. I hated seeing him like this, so utterly broken. Paige, please, take me back. Love me again. I stared up at the black, stormy night. Rain hammered all around us, drenching everything, matching the mess in my heart. What was I supposed to say? With no answer, I squeezed my eyes shut. When I opened them again, I glared at him, kneeling in the downpour, eyes hollow. Completely cold, I turned away. Go home. You'll get sick. He shook his head desperately. I won't get up until you forgive me. I clenched my fists, holding back tears. Then stay there till morning. I spun on my heel and strode away, not caring about the rain sluicing down my hair, my coat, my soul. My heart felt so heavy it hurt to take another step. But I kept moving. I wouldn't let him push and pull me like some toy. I wasn't his puppet. Maybe I'd loved him recklessly, but I also had my pride. Later, curled beside my window at home, I couldn't stop thinking about Noah, left outside in the rain, still on his knees, crying. My heart twisted. I wanted to race back to him. My whole being wanted to turn around. I hugged myself, staring out at the relentless storm. The rain hammered down, the wind rattled the glass. With a tremor, I let the darkness fill my lonely room. Paige, a gentle knock, then a familiar voice through the door. I felt my way through the black to the doorknob. When I opened the door, Alex's worried face appeared in the glow of his flashlight. Looks like a storm, Paige. The power's out. I swallowed, heart racing. Was Noah still there out in this weather in front of the coffee shop? Paige? Alex leaned closer, frowning. You're not scared of the dark, are you? I shook my head quickly. No, Alex. He raised an eyebrow, suspicious. Here, take the flashlight. I'll check on Mom. I nodded, accepting the light. He studied me closely. Try to get some sleep, Paige. Staying up's not a good idea tonight. I'm not staying up, I shot back, forcing a frown. He looked unconvinced. You look worried about something. Go to bed, Paige. My shoulders sagged and I nodded faintly. Yeah, I'll try. Once Alex left, I shut the door behind him. With the flashlight in hand, I collapsed onto the bed, my thoughts yanked irresistibly back to Noah. Was he gone? Did he stay? Gosh, Paige, stop it. There's no going back. There can't be. Still, I hugged my pillow, willing my restless heart to quiet. Tonight, I had to trust my decision. Noah was a bastard who shattered me, left me in pieces. He couldn't just demand my love again. A sudden voice, a memory, startled me. What's for breakfast, Han? My eyes shot open. Suddenly, I was back in Noah's house. He shuffled in, shirtless except for boxer shorts and a black tank, hair tousled, looking rough and far too handsome. He crossed me and pressed a lazy kiss to my cheek before slouching down at the kitchen table. I set up coffee and pancakes, grinning. Pancakes and coffee, Mr. Handsome. He glanced up and chuckled, then wrapped his arms around my waist, lips brushing my neck. My favorite. Come on, let's eat. Can't have my wife going hungry. Blushing, I giggled. You're always so sweet. His voice turned low. Only for you, darling. I bit my lip, smiling. Ours was never like those other cold contracts. It was different. He was thoughtful, even silly, with moods I could never quite read, but flaws I knew by heart and loved despite everything. At least, that's how it started. He always made me feel enough for him. He didn't ask for much, except for a child. It took so long, but finally, I was pregnant. I guess that's how it was meant to be. All too late, I realized he never really wanted me. After all that, he crawled back to his first love before he asked for the divorce. The next day, sunlight flooded the kitchen. Aunt Precky told me Alex had gone early to check the coffee shop. I stiffened. Had he run into Noah? I bit my lip, hoping that hadn't happened. Both were stubborn, both angry. This wouldn't end well. Paige. I looked up. Aunt Precky stood in the door, her expression worried. I took her hands gently. Is everything all right? She glanced down and let out a weary sigh. Simon proposed to me, Paige. My eyes widened. I smiled, truly happy for her. She really deserved someone good. Really? That's wonderful, Aunt Precky. She tried to smile, but it broke into something bitter. I broke it off, Paige. I didn't say yes. My sons can't accept him. Aunt Precky, I cried, squeezing her hands. This was her chance to be happy. Finally, she shouldn't have to choose. My cousins would come around, surely. Aunt Precky wiped her eyes gently. I can't, Paige. I won't lose my sons. They're all I have. I hugged her tight, holding on. Why must happiness be so hard? Chapter 9, Love Exists. Paige's POV. What happened to Mom? Alex asks as he sits down across from me. We're eating dinner in the dining area, but Aunt Precky isn't with us. She refuses to leave her room, doesn't want her sons to see her tear-streaked face. Simon happened, airy snaps, slumping into his chair and shaking his head. He glances toward Achilles. You should take her something to eat. Can we talk? I ask, making them all turn to look at me. Aries' eyes are full of warning. He already knows what I'm going to say. Aries shakes his head. You won't change my mind, Paige. That jerk will only end up hurting her. I turn to Achilles, hoping for support, but he just lifts an arm and shrugs. I heave a sigh and look to Alex, but he turns his gaze away. Putting my spoon and fork down, I press on. She broke up with Simon because she knows you three can't stand him. Aries lets out a sarcastic laugh. Well, that's a relief. I frown at him. Aries, your mother deserves to be happy. His forehead creases in confusion and frustration. Isn't she happy with us? He clenches his jaw. We're enough, Paige. She doesn't need some other man to make her happy. I can't help the irritation in my voice. You just don't get it, Aries. He fires back, voice tight. No, you don't get it, Paige. You've seen the way men have betrayed her before. Trust me, that coward will just make her cry. I shake my head, catching their eyes. He won't make her cry, Aries. Not Simon. You just need to give him a chance. I saw the way he looks at your mom. He genuinely loves her. Aries scowls and slams his balled fists on the table. That's the most ridiculous lie I've ever heard. Love's something I gave up believing in a long time ago. I press a hand to my forehead and meet his glare. Just give him a chance. You can't convince me, Paige. This conversation's over. He storms away, rage in every step. Frustrated, I turn to look at Alex, who stands and shakes his head as he meets my eyes. Don't look at me like that, Paige. I'm done. I watch him quietly leave, sadness settling over me. Aunt Precky found real love, and now, because of her sons, she has to let it go. You'll never change their minds, Paige, Achilles says softly, not looking up from his plate. But you could help Mom encourage her not to give up on her happiness. I study Achilles. So you'll give Simon a chance? He shrugs. It doesn't matter. As long as Mom's happy, that's enough for me. Relief fills me, and a grateful smile forms. Achilles is the most understanding of the three. It's clear all he wants is for his mom to be cared for, no matter who she chooses. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. I smile at the saleslady. I don't know yet, but I have a feeling it's a boy. I'm at the mall, and a display of baby clothes caught my eye as I walked by. Wandering into the shop, I find myself enjoying the sight of all the adorable onesies. If you're not sure, we've got lovely unisex styles, she suggests. Please browse. Let me know if you need any help. I'm just looking, I tell her warmly, lifting a tiny blue romper into my hands. A little early, I guess, but I couldn't resist. Congratulations, ma'am, she says cheerfully. I'll just be nearby if you need anything. Becoming pregnant made me unexpectedly happy. There's no way to describe it, really, just that simple, fleeting image of my baby someday wearing these tiny things. How could something so small bring this much joy? Is it too this early to buy clothes? Maybe, but I'm excited. After buying a few delicate outfits, I leave the shop. As I walk through the mall, I spot a familiar figure, Simon. He's standing in front of a jewelry store, shoulders low, looking lost. As I approach, he notices me, casting me a tired smile. Paige. Simon, why are you just standing here? He offers a bittersweet laugh, eyes lingering on the storefront. This is where I met your Aunt Precky. She was buying a necklace for Achilles, couldn't decide, so I helped her out. I chew my bottom lip, staring at the shop window. This man really loves Aunt Precky. Paige, look out for her for me, would you? I meet his eyes. Are you giving up so easily? Why do men always let go? There's a prick in my chest, like I'm watching another Noah all over again. Always easy with promises, fast to walk away. Simon lets out a quiet laugh. I'm not giving up, Paige. I'm just giving her some space to think. There's no way I'll lose your aunt. She needs time. That's all. His answer lifts my spirits, even brings a relieved smile. Soon after, we part ways. Back home, Achilles is spread out on a long couch, phone in hand. Noah came over, he says without looking up. My attention snaps to Achilles. He turns to face me and I see fresh bruises darkening his lips. The irritation rises quickly in me. Do they have to hurt each other every time they cross paths? It's exhausting. He left that for you, Achilles adds, gesturing at the envelope on the coffee table. I pick it up, already annoyed, and open it with a frown. Conjugal property paperwork. Noah seriously won't set me free, huh? Always a reason to keep me tethered close. Will he leave me alone if I just hand him my child? Absolutely not. I won't let my baby's life become a bargaining chip. With a heavy sigh, I sink into the couch, eyes shut, trying to press out the frustration. I spoke to Mom, Achilles pipes up again. Told her to chase her happiness. Surprised, I look over at him. You really did? He nods, finally tossing his phone aside. Yeah. She doesn't need Aries or Alex's approval. Truth is, they'd probably never give it anyway. I smile at him, genuine admiration in my voice. I ran into Simon today. You know he really loves your mom, right? Achilles nods. Good. I'm not thrilled about his stepdad, but I'll give him a chance. For Mom's sake. I chuckle softly. You know, love's a mystery, Achilles. No one ever sees it coming. He makes a face, annoyed. If you really think that, crawl out from under Noah, Paige. Find a new guy, someone decent, someone with an actual heart. Prove Aries wrong. Find real love and never look back at Noah. Marry a man who'll cherish you for once.